Welcome back to SneakerVersed. As always, my name is Michael Sutherland, and I'm joined here by my co-hosts and friends, Malachi Smith and Michael Bledsoe. Fellas, how we doing today?
Doing pretty good.
Doing good, man.
I know it's been a good day.
It has.
For you.
It's been a good day.
Yes, sir.
Let the people know what had happened
Today,
today.
I was blessed by the sneakers app,
Oh my
and I
gosh.
did indeed hit on the Veneer dunks that we talked about last week. And I said that I really liked them. And I said if I got them for retail, I'd probably keep them, this and that. And I'm planning on keeping them. I can't wait till they get in my hands and I can see them in person.
What's up?
I'm
Wow.
Crazy, man.
so
Crazy,
happy
man.
to wake up to a W this morning. So.
I know. Well, I woke up and I took an L. I took an L this morning.
Oh,
Woke
did
up,
you?
Took an L, went back to sleep, cried a little bit.
Oh,
How it
man.
is. Have you ever hit on sneakers?
I mean, I don't know. It's kind of tough, man. It's just really a hit or miss situation. So, I mean, it's really just kind of hard to just get what you want.
Well, for sure. Well, we do have some more sneakers coming out on the Sneakers app. Coming out this week, Friday, actually.
Yes, sir.
We got these Sacai Nike Vaporwaffles, right? They're coming out right after the infamous Sacai, just Nike waffles that were amazing last year. What are we thinking about these? What are we feeling?
I don't know, man. I'm not really feeling them too much. It's too much double everything. Double tongue, double Nike check, just the colorway.
It's a lot going on.
Yeah, it's too much going on for me. So I'm gonna have to say I will have to pass on them.
Passing on these?
I'm passing on them,
Passing on
definitely.
them, okay.
They're definitely not as good as like the original Sacai waffles. They're okay. I mean, I think I don't really like that back part of the sole, how it kind of like opens up. It
Yeah,
kind of
most
like
definitely.
looks like a mouth or something. I don't really like that part. Other than that, I mean, I'm cool with the rest of the shoe. It's okay. It's nothing amazing. Like I said, the first one was better, but I don't have anything against this one.
Yeah, I don't think you can say that these are better than the first one.
Definitely
but
not.
I actually kind of like these.
What do you think of which colorway? Which colorway do you prefer?
Well, so I don't know. I'm guessing probably just the black and white ones. I feel like the black and white ones are a little bit easier, especially because you have so much going on.
Give you that
with the
Oreo
shoe.
type of look.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But you got so much going on. I feel like having an easier colorway on these is like a little bit easier to deal with, just because if you have so much color on top of such like a crazy silhouette, it's like, okay, you're being too bold now. But if you maybe have a crazy silhouette, maybe some more chill colors or something like that, make it easier. I saw that there was the one coming out, maybe coming out. What was it? It was like the navy blue.
There's like a navy
Yeah.
blue,
Orange
there's like
one.
a beige, and there's like a purple, but those are all leaks. Those are all, we don't know if those are coming. These are the two official
One's
colorways
coming out.
that are coming out.
This Friday, I feel like if you're thinking about it, you should probably at least try to go for them. You should go for them at least because they got resale on them.
Honestly, I'll go for them no matter what, because I kind of want to see them like in hand. So
I'm just still gonna have to pass on them,
You're
fellas.
still gonna pass on
I
them?
just don't see that. It's not my style,
I
man.
feel
It's
that
not my style. Yeah.
sometimes it's just like, yeah, it's not even worth my time.
Maybe if someone wore them on their feet and I seen them in person, maybe my mind frame
That's
might
true.
change towards them. But as of right now,
Seeing
I'm still-
something in person is always better.
Most definitely.
There's a lot of shoes I've seen in person. I'm like, okay, those aren't that bad actually. I don't know that this is one of them. I think this is one that I probably will just keep my same opinion on, but sometimes seeing them in person helps.
most
No, for
definitely.
sure.
Most definitely.
For sure. So that's one of the Nike Tokyo brand shoes coming out. But we got another Tokyo startup, our old Comme des Garcons CDG.
That's right.
Nike Blazers coming out.
Yes,
What is this,
sir. Yes,
Naomi
sir.
Osaka.
With Naomi
sir.
Osaka,
Do we
yeah.
know who Naomi Osaka is?
She's a tennis player.
Tennis player. Okay.
She
I
just
did not know
won, I don't know tennis well enough to say what it was, but she won something big, some big championship.
Yeah.
She's definitely one of Nike's premier athletes right now. And this is a good shoe, in my
like
opinion.
it?
I really like this. Nice and clean. Nothing crazy, but nice and clean. If I got this for retail, well, we don't know what retail is yet.
They're probably gonna. I mean, I'm guessing
I-
CDG.
I-
They're probably gonna be a little expensive.
I assume
for
they're gonna
retail.
up the price from a normal blazer.
And most definitely, and it has that home is where the heart is saying on the side.
Yeah.
So it always gives you that good feeling about it.
Good feeling about.
That's right.
I don't know how I feel about the signature on the side.
The black writing
The
on the
black
side.
writing.
Yeah, it kind of
signature?
throws it off. Yeah.
I think it throws it off a little bit too much for me.
I don't know. I kind of like it.
You like it?
I don't- I'm not-
personally, not the biggest fan.
I'm not crazy
fan of
about the home is where the heart is part. Like in that black ink, I think that it kind of looks like Sharpie. I think like her signature, which is up top, like that looks really good. And then like that like gray spell out behind, that looks really good.
Yeah, I think they really went for like a significant look on the shoe, so I think this stands out really good. I like the Blazers, and I'm actually planning on getting a pair of these, so I'm gonna say, yeah, that's definitely.
So Cop.
I'll definitely try the Cop. We'll see if they come in my size, because it's supposed to be a women's shoe, so if they don't do extended sizing, I can't fit in these.
No. Nike, once again, can you make just extended size? Why do you have to
Please
stop at a men's 10 and a half?
Yeah,
Like,
come on.
I can't fit into a men's 10 and a half. I'm pretty sure, can you fit into a men's 10 and a half?
I definitely can. So sucks for the big feet guys.
So yeah, it sucks for people.
So you're good
like
either
me,
way.
But he's good. So he wins, but I don't win, and I want to win for once.
And
Please.
the materials on these are also really nice.
Is that what
it's
they're
it's
supposed
like
to
a
be?
corduroy, like
Ooh.
it's I don't know if it's quite corduroy, but it's like a canvas corduroy sort of feel with like that suede on the toe box and stuff. So they look like really like, you know, just
Quality.
nice and good clean shoe.
I just don't, I think the marking, like the little Sharpie looking marking, signature writing kind of does it for me. I do like the underlay little text though. I think that's a good finish. But overall for me, I'm probably going to be a pass on these.
Yeah, I feel that.
But the ice cream Reebok. Is Reebok coming back?
Yes, definitely
Reebok,
is.
Reebok's making a comeback.
I don't think
How
they
many guys
are.
say Reebok's not making
What
a
are they
comeback?
doing?
Allen
Like-
Iverson has made the Reebok pop since he joined the whole company. Like, it's been so crazy especially with the new ice creams that's coming out. Like, it's crazy.
I agree with you. Allen Iverson has done a lot for Reebok, and his shoes are consistently like one of the better Reebok models there is.
Oh, most definitely off top.
But I just like Reebok isn't doing as much as like New Balance right now. New Balance is really making headway in the sneaker game. Reebok, they've just really never done enough to kind of like really establish a spot.
I feel like Reebok models though are coming back. You can maybe say like, okay, Reebok as a brand isn't pumping out new shoes, but their older models, like their original models, are coming back in a way where more people are getting more into, like the Club C model is something that a lot of people like right now, and you know, more people
I
are
think
kinda getting into
Reebok
that.
makes decent shoes, and I think that they make good shoes. I just don't think they'll. In my opinion, it doesn't look like they're going to be in a Nike, Jordan Brand,
of course
Adidas,
not.
New
But-
Balance type of situation anytime soon. I just like it's been a while since what was the last like new shoe they came out with that like people liked? I can't even think of one off the top of my head.
I mean, besides the Allen
Nobody
Iversons.
likes those.
Some people like them.
But the Allen
Nobody like them.
Iversons have really, I mean, since they came out, that whole line has been really good. I really, the colors are just not hitting for me on these.
They give you the Easter look though. You don't like
They
the
do
Easter
have the
look?
Easter look.
And they're
Yeah.
low tops. Like, you can't beat a low top shoe.
The purple pair is my favorite. I mean, I like purple, so of course the purple is my favorite out of the three. It's just, I don't know. The colors are good. They're just not like good enough for me to like buy.
So you telling me if I bought you that shoe, man, you wouldn't wear that shoe?
Oh
That's
no!
what you
If somebody bought it for me, I'd wear it for sure. But I'm probably not gonna like invest my own money into it, you know.
Okay.
But I don't hate it. It's just not for me, I guess.
I feel it. That's
I love the
understandable.
box. The box that they're coming in is amazing.
The box is pretty cool, yeah.
Oh,
The
most
ice
definitely.
cream boa chuck flavor. Let's have some. That's
That's really gonna catch people's eyes. Like, yes, the box. It's very
All right,
significant.
so Bledsoe really likes these. So then, what colorway for you out of these three?
Out of these three, man, I'm gonna have to really say I could really rock all of them. I mean, that's just I'm the type of person like that. But
Yeah.
I would have to say I would go, if I had to choose just one.
it's just a light flavor.
I'm gonna just say
Filter.
I would go with the greens, the yellow
green
greens,
ones?
the
Green
yellow
ones?
and greens, the green ones.
I guess they're all kind of the same kind of color. Like they all have purple.
They're all like
pink,
yellow.
green.
Yeah,
Kind of.
they've all
I
got
just like
that yellow
because
and
the
then
pink
they swap out.
laces, the green. I think it's like a little fox on the side of it. Is it like a little fox?
I think it's a dog or something.
Yeah, like a little
I want to
fox.
say the official name is like Running Dog or something like that. So
Definitely could cop that. That definitely might be an Easter shoe for me. So yeah, Easter shoe.
That post church.
After church, yeah, you
After
gotta
Sunday
get
service,
your Easter
come
food.
on.
You have to be fully dressed up just wearing these two.
That's right.
Most def,
Just
most
to end it
def.
off. Just end it off. Just that. Right.
That's right.
Right there. I love how so many I feel like there's so many brands who are kind of like in the game now when they haven't been for so long. I feel like in the past 2 years, I feel like originally it was like Adidas, Nike, and of course Adidas, like Nike, Jordan, And then there was that short period of time where it was really just like Nike and Jordan and like nothing else was even close. But I like how there's like, I feel like over kind of this year, there's kind of been that like New Balance is kind of coming out with more, like Reebok's kind of bringing up
Air
a little bit of
Max.
the game. Yeah.
See, for me, it stops at New Balance is kind of like not like a newcomer. Like they've been around for forever, but like they're really making headway with like sneakerheads and stuff like that. But like that's about it. I don't think Reebok. I mean, I just don't think Reebok is.
But you don't think that this may be like the start of something that could possibly happen with it getting better?
If they
I
can
don't
keep it up. If they can keep it up, that's the only thing.
I feel like if they can keep it up.
If they could keep up like sneakers as good as these consistently and get better, then maybe. But I'm assuming this is kind of a one-off. Like we're probably not going to see something this good for a while from Reebok again.
I feel like that's.
Only time will tell.
Yeah,
we'll
I
see.
guess
We'll kind of see.
I love how New Balance has really brought it back, though.
Yeah, New Balance has definitely made some headway.
But I feel like so a lot of these brands. Okay, so basically over the past like really like couple years, I feel like collaborations between brands have gotten brands really popular.
Yeah.
Right. So you have like obviously like New Balance and like Jound is a shoe. Like the 992 shoe is something obviously because like I feel like people over quarantine realized that they'd rather just have a shoe that was comfortable rather than a shoe that was flashy. So people really love the idea of getting like a nice New Balance like comfy shoe. But I feel like it's something that's newer, but with like collabs, I feel like collabs have really changed the game.
Oh,
Altogether.
for sure.
Altogether. I mean, if you look at, like what's one of the biggest things, like people don't just want like Nike shoes or people don't just want Jordan shoes. Like
they want a collab.
They want a collab.
They
Nike
want it
Jordan
to
shoe.
also be with something else. And those always sell higher than like
Most
the
definitely.
average shoe would.
Like the Nike Air Jordan, they like to see the Nike and the Jordan on the back.
Yeah, honestly, that was kind of like one of the first collabs, really. It's like Nike and Jordan. It was like, I mean, they're the same brand, but they kind of like made this shoe together. And now, obviously, Jordan is their own
Team Jordan.
their own kind of company.
But do you think overall it has been a good thing? Because people have kind of gotten less where they're like, well, I don't really like, or like, okay, so we'll take like Off-White Nikes, for
Off-White
instance,
Nikes.
right?
Okay.
People, like, do you think people are kind of like, well, I don't really just want a Presto. Like, in general, I won't really want a Presto. But the Off-White Prestos, that's like, do you think it's come to the point where people don't really like original models of shoes as much solely because there's so many hyped up collabs that have come out?
I think the originals are always going to be the top of everybody's priority, but I feel like the Off-White kind of signifies a different type of style of shoe. Basically, like the Off-White Force that came out, like that was a very popular shoe.
Yeah.
So I mean,
And I think with Off-White specifically, like Virgil Abloh has kind of gone for the like prototype, deconstructed look. Like he wants to take the original model and change it a little bit and then make it so for something like you mentioned the Off-White Presto. I'm not really a big fan of Prestos, just like Nike Prestos in general. And the Off-White Presto is a little bit different, a little bulkier. They kind of like take the middle of the shoe and kind of raise it up just a little bit. I hate the all white and all black colorways. Those are terrible. But the original colorway of the Presto,
With the tan.
yeah,
the
those are kind of
cream
cool.
black.
I'd never pay the resale that they got going on them, but that's a cool shoe in my opinion.
Resales really killed the game.
Yeah, so I think Off-White is sort of like an anomaly in that they kind of change the shoe on its own. They kind of take the original shoe and change it a little bit, and then they give it to us, and I think that if you like the Off-White version more, that's understandable, because it's like, well, it's slightly different. Like we've seen with like the Off-White 5 and stuff, he took that ankle and he took out all the padding, which for me is something I've never liked on the Jordan 5 is all that padding around the ankle. So the Off-White 5, I kind of like. But then there's some instances where the Off-Whites weren't better.
Yeah. What kind of instances are you talking about there?
I'm specifically referring to the Air Max 97s.
Oh,
the
yeah.
Off-White ones.
Oh yeah, terrible.
They're good, like they're fine, but they're not better than the actual 9. I don't like that
terrible.
the big swoosh on it. It just doesn't work, in my opinion. I don't know. Like obviously, resale's pretty high, so people like them.
But is resale high because they like the shoe, or is resale high because it's the original Off-White collab?
I think it's because of the
both.
Off-White.
It's both, I think. But like, yeah, those like that doesn't do anything for me. Obviously, like, yeah, like the Hyper Dunk and some of those off-whites, like people just don't really care about those because it just wasn't better. So they're like, eh. No.
I feel like a shoe that didn't get changed that much, but people love, are these like the Air Force One.
Yeah, that was mostly like
yeah.
material changes and stuff on those with like the translucent stuff and then the canvas and the obviously the exposed tongue that he kind of does on all the off-whites.
Completely agree.
But yeah, I think, but like if we want to talk shoes that I think people wouldn't care about if they weren't a collab, I think you have to look at Travis Scott's. And like this is coming from a huge Travis Scott
Man,
fan.
you about to,
I
Travis
know.
Scott.
you're hurting your own people now.
Oh, I know I
man.
would never pay some of these prices or even care about some of these shoes if it wasn't Travis Scott. Like, if you take the second Travis Scott Air Force One, not the sail and not the white one, but like that kind of multicolor one.
With the zipper.
Yeah, with the
Oh,
zipper.
terrible, dude. Terrible shit.
I don't think anybody would care. Now I know you have that shoe.
I definitely have
so
that
I know
shoe.
you're hurting.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
No, but I was gifted that shoe.
That's
for
true.
free.
But I
so
think like
I have to love that shoe.
that's a
So I did
shoe
not pay
I
for that
don't
shoe.
think people would be, if it was just a Nike Air Force and they're like, yeah, it's multicolor and it's got a zipper, people would have been like, okay, we don't care. But because it's Travis Scott, okay, we'll make it a $600 shoe.
But you would also have to change a lot about that shoe to make it not a Travis Scott shoe. Because because a lot of the logo and a lot of the stuff that's on that.
But those are
is-
very minor details.
But it would also change the shoe a lot if you got rid of that kind of stuff.
Nah, I don't think so. It wouldn't change it that much. It would change it a little bit, but like,
No,
Not-
I
not
think
a
it would change a
lot.
lot. Well, you'd have to get rid of the middle portion logos at all.
yeah,
have
but
to
you
get
could
rid of that.
just exchange that with like Nike sportswear written in the same font.
Well, but then that completely changes the shoe altogether when you start doing that.
Nah,
Not
that's the same
necessarily.
thing.
Yeah,
Well,
not necessarily.
but then you could talk about how like, so what's the difference between a Nike Off-White Volt Air Force One and the utility Volt Air Force Ones that came out?
Well, those are two different models, two different.
And they made two different. One of them has a string pull, I believe.
Yeah, and there's material changes. You got all kinds of logos and features that wouldn't
I just
be on
feel like,
there
but if you
normally.
start getting, but I don't know, because I feel like we talk about how, okay, if this wasn't a Travis Scott shoe, but at the same time, this is like, it's not a Travis Scott
is-
shoe in the sense that it has the Travis Scott logos on it or whatever.
Okay, take
but
the-
like the
Take the
material,
logos off.
But the materials of this whole shoe come completely from Travis Scott's style.
Okay,
altogether.
then let's take the Travis Scott Air Jordan 6.
Okay.
Dark green Jordan 6. If it wasn't Travis Scott,
Hopefully it would
even
be
if
cheaper.
you made it like
but I'm gonna tell
glow
you,
in the
the
dark
difference with the
soles, all
shoe,
that.
Just basically take the little pocket thing off the side, and it's an original Jordan.
Yeah,
Original Jordan 6.
even release it with the pocket, people wouldn't have cared. If there's no Travis Scott logo on that, I don't
Would
think
you
it would
say
be
the
as
same for
expensive.
the fours that you actually have on?
I was just about to bring these up too. If there was no Cactus Jack on the back, if there was no Travis Scott
In the little
if
inside tongue.
Now, obviously, all of Travis Scott's shoes have like some sort of like.
Significant.
Yeah,
piece of
there's something behind them. Like these were the Houston Oilers colors, so that's why. And he's from Houston, so of course you got like those patchwork Air Force Ones. Like that's kind of his style and stuff. So there's something behind all of his shoes. But I'm saying
got the little
if you took that
Missouri
away,
City, Texas on the side on the
yeah,
little buttons.
yeah. If you took that away, I don't think people would care as much.
Well, I mean, you can even take the which Jordan is it that what is it? It's the 20.
The 33.
The 33, that's what it is, yeah. So
Yeah.
the Jordan 30, I mean, that's a shoe that's by him and people's. Like,
That is a shoe, yeah, that people still don't care
Care
about
about,
because it
even
was
if it
just
is
like
mine.
so bad that we're like, okay, we're just gonna forget this
Definitely terrible.
happened.
Oh, yeah, no, those
We're
are
gonna forget this happened.
Yes.
Those are awful.
But I mean, I do think collabs do add to the shoe,
Oh, of
and I
course.
think like when if you want to take, I mean, this is coming back a few years, but like the Pharrell and Adidas line, the original like the Pharrell NMD, like those were like the shoes for a while. Like that was like,
Oh yeah.
if you had those, you were on top of the world. Like everybody wanted those. Obviously, it's not quite the same anymore.
RIP.
They've put out a lots of those. They kind of died down. But like
The NMD.
that was a shoe that like I think the collab made that shoe, and I think what Pharrell was doing and what Pharrell is about translated really well to that model.
Most
So I
definitely.
think that's like a great example of like a shoe that I don't think would have caught on if it wasn't for Pharrell.
No, for sure. No, for sure. I feel like they could have like done somewhat. I mean, even the original NMDs went well, but these were on a. Even though it is still like the bottom. I mean, it's still an NMD.
Yeah.
Like no matter what, just it's like a different placement of the shoestrings and everything like that. Like it's still an NMD, but people like these compared to NMDs, people are like these are way better than NMDs.
For
Well,
sure.
at least back in the day.
Sure.
Now people are kind of
most
like.
definitely.
People don't. I feel like people don't really care about NMDs anymore. That's just kind of like style changes and stuff.
Yeah.
Different generation, different ways, man.
Yeah,
different
for
ways.
For sure. But then like what Adidas did with, I mean, Kanye and everything.
Kanye?
What Adidas did. I mean, he's like the visionary behind getting somebody who's not an athlete or anybody like that, who's just somebody who's just like he was like
An
a
artist,
rapper and
a
visionary,
celebrity,
an artist,
yeah.
a
Basically
celebrity.
versatile with it, like everyone.
Basically, and he got to change a whole. I mean, this really this brought a lot of Adidas back to life.
And now Yeezy brand has kind of come to a point where it's like, it's kind of like a Jordan brand to Nike, where it's like it's kind of its own thing almost. Not quite to that level.
Extent.
Obviously, they're not like, well, technically they are separate companies, but like the Adidas Yeezy line is not like its own
it's not
thing
like
yet.
Nike Jordan.
Yeah.
I guess.
But like he really he is doing so much for Adidas with that. Because I mean I think I mentioned it on the first episode. I think we talked about it, first or second episode. I
we
talked about how
him being a board member.
yeah, and I talked about how Yeezy is really, in my opinion, the only thing Adidas has going for them. I don't think they're really not doing anything else. I don't think anybody cares about anything else they're doing besides Yeezy. So when it comes to collabs, I think
That's like they're
Kanye's-
living off of collabs right now.
like
right?
Virgil Abloh and Travis Scott and all the guys to ever collab, Supreme, all those people, they're up there. But I think when it comes down to like just best collabs, it has to be Kanye. I think it has to be Yeezy brand because it's just like he really
Well, he changed. I mean, he changed.
he changed sneakers in general.
Gen-
Just,
in
it was
And he
just
gave
like
you
every,
a comfortable wearing shoe you could wear all day.
Yeah,
All-purpose shoe.
exactly.
Basically all-purpose shoe.
Yeah.
and when they were first coming out, it was like, am I going to wear a Jordan 1 or am I going to wear
A
a
Yeezy.
Yeezy? I'm going to wear a Yeezy because it's more comfortable. Now
People
Jordan
are
1s
like-
have continued to go up. They've really saturated the market with the Yeezys. They're kind of dying down, but like, I still think like, yeah, he's the king of collabs. I think when it comes down to that.
I feel like even what we were kind of talking about earlier, how because he even has the same stuff. How we were talking about how like if a shoe doesn't have a collab, right? If like a shoe isn't in a collaboration with anybody, would anybody really like it? But if you look at like the Yeezy Power Phase, right? It's exactly like a Continental 80 Adidas shoe, which is I feel like a lot of people like anyway.
Yeah.
But it's like another example of like, would people really care about? But you can't really do that with all Yeezy models because almost every other one is completely different than anything.
Yeah, that's
you know?
that's pretty.
But
true.
that's like a good example of a shoe where it's like, would people really? I mean, people for a while, right now, obviously with like an oversaturation of the market, people don't really care about them as much.
Yeah.
But with that kind of model and specifically like these were going for like I feel like right at like the peak of our like Yeezy hype and everything like that, a Power Phase where you could get a Continental 80 for what is it like $80 or something like that.
Some cheap.
Whatever it is, or you could get these, and the sole difference is because they're a Yeezy shoe or whatever. These would go for like $250 or whatever, like solely because they're Yeezy.
Yeah.
Even though nothing really has changed, like it's still the same kind of shoe. But it's interesting. So overall, do we think collabs are good? Do we think collabs are like over? Like I feel like a lot of collabs are kind of overplayed. I feel like you can see, like I could look at Instagram right now and you could see a wild random collab that wouldn't make sense. I mean, the fact that like Carhartt is doing stuff with shoes now, it's like
I think they're good for a certain extent, basically. Like, it just depends on the shoe and like what they're planning on doing with it. So
I agree. I think if it's done well, I don't think there's a collab and a brand out there that won't work if it's done well.
yeah.
But obviously there's lots of collabs out there that nobody cares about. Collabs like Yeezy, where it's gotten to a point where like we really cared about it at first, but now it's kind of getting, and I think I don't know, it depends kind of how they go about it, but Nike and Off-White may be getting to a point soon where it's like, okay, like we have a lot of them, so we're kind of.
It kind of happened to the waffle racers. But that might have also been because it was kind of like a weird
It was also
shoe.
just kind of a whack shoe, if we're being honest.
pretty
So,
much.
but I think I think any collab done well is good, for the sneaker community, I guess.
Okay, I agree.
Sure. Oh, what do you guys think? Do you guys like collabs? I feel like all of us, we like collabs.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like collabs are good. They're really.
They get
what
a thumbs up. Just do them right.
Just do them right. Don't overplay them. I really would be saddened to see if they just keep overplaying them and collabs become, something we look back on 10 years and be like, remember when every company tried to work with every company to try to sell and get as much as whatever? Yeah. So what do you think? Join us on Discord, Instagram, Twitter. We want to hear from you. That's going to be at SneakerVersed, all right? At SneakerVersed, all right? We want to hear what you have to say. We want to hear if you think any of us are just talking mess right now and maybe you disagree with everything we have said. We want to talk to you about it because we will have our arguments backed up, all right? Make sure to like, you see the button down there? I know you see the button down there. I want you to like it. I want you to subscribe. And then I want you to comment something random, right? If you've made it to this far in the video, I want you to comment whatever your favorite sneaker at the moment is right now.
Yes,
all right?
Please do
comment
that.
your favorite sneaker in the comments right now if you've made it this far, all right? And join us next time. Peace.